story, you'll hear from Godfrey McHugh, the White House aide. His final position was 12 cars back of the target.
When the shots came, 3 shots were heard very distinctly, and it came at regular intervals. They fired over our heads, and though you can't tell exactly where bullets come from or the sound come from, it seemed to us that it was above us and slightly in the back. It so happened that it was true, and it may be because after that we checked it. But General Clifton said, "Oh, they're giving him a 21-gun salute." That was how clear the bullets were. But as soon as he said that, he said, no, this is rifle firing. And the Secret Service said, "Oh, yes," and we kept on looking to see if it had done anything at all. And we saw that the present car was not moving sideways, was just going in the same direction. But we could feel that the president was leaning forward. We saw that, and we kept on looking a little bit. As soon as we realized he had been hit, and also we could hear it on the Secret Service radio. We had the communications in our car, too. And the Secret Service was saying the president had been hit. So we asked our driver to get out of line and follow the president to the hospital. As they said, they were going to take him immediately to the hospital.
Charles Brehm, citizen standing on the curb to the left of the approaching limousine, remembers it this way.
I would guess that the whole thing took 7 seconds or something like that, 6 seconds. There's 7 seconds probably from the first shot. When the first one went, I thought it was a firecracker went off. And, and I thought, he's climbing. And just like that, I thought, Christ, no, he's hit. And then I was thinking to myself, go. And finally, that car, just as it was ready to leap, just it was right in front of me. That bullet hit him in the back of the head.
Shoulder to shoulder with Charles Brehm, schoolteacher Jean Hill. How many shots does she remember?
From 4 to 6. I know that I heard 4 or more. I keep thinking there were more than, I won't say positive. They ask me, how can you hear 4 or 6? And I said, I cannot be positive of the 5 or 6. I know there were 4 or more. There was a time lapse, and 2 seemingly came together. I know I heard 1, and then I heard 2 more, and I feel pretty sure I heard 2 other disconnected shots. But they didn't sound as though they were coming from the same gun, from the same location, nor the same kind of a gun.
And there's James Altgens, part of the same group, a professional photographer by trade, a man whose eye was trained to capture events exactly as they occurred.
I was watching the president and was prepared to make a picture of he and Jackie Kennedy, a good close-up smiling picture of them. At the time, Jackie was looking at me, and John Kennedy was almost staring straight ahead. No expression, no smile, hardly any emotion showing at all. And just as I raised my camera to go ahead and make the picture anyway, although he wasn't looking at me, well then, that's when he received a shot in the head, and this disturbed me so much, I just stood there looking at the whole operation. The caravan never did stop, but if it ever came close to stopping, it was right at that point. And as I turned and made the picture of the Secret Service man going up to help Jackie back into the limousine, I heard someone on the radio say, "We've been hit. Get us to the nearest hospital, quick." And that's when they threw in the high gear and took off.
2 cars behind the presidential limousine, sharing the back seat with LBJ and Lady Bird, former Texas Senator Ralph Yarborough.
As to the shots, I remember hearing 3 explosions, which I took to be rifle bullets. And they were in a cadence in time about like this, about 1, 2, 3. I didn't see them. Since I didn't see the gunshot, I couldn't swear as a lawyer that that was a rifle being fired. But I've hunted all my life. I've qualified in the Army in World War II with rifles, carbines, pistols, bazookas, and machine guns. I've fired weapons all my life in Texas. And so I felt pretty certain they were rifle shots. I thought so at the time, still think so. But there was a pause between the first and second shot of about like this, 1, and then a short 2, like about a second and a half. And I told the press that at the hospital while John F. Kennedy was being carried in. I gave that same cadence then and motioned with my hand, the cadence. And what they found out since, they think that timing was about right, that my recollection was just about right.
There you have it, 6 different stories from 6 different people closest to the action.
We know if there's an automobile collision, a street intersection, and 12 witnesses see it, it's very, very rare that those 12 could agree on how it happened. As a general rule, you have them lined up in a lawsuit on 2 different sides, each one thinking they're telling the truth, each one telling it as they see it. Something like that happens so fast, people don't have time to sit down and say, now this, like we watch a horse race, this is the horse race going to come, and know exactly when it's going to start, we're going to watch it. Things happen beyond the comprehension of people around. That is, their impressions are really post-impressions. The thing happens before they can think about it.
Adding to the confusion, there is no record of police communications on Radio Channel 1. Instead, this is what you hear from 12:28 p.m. on.
EPI 1228. 5-6. 5-6. Traffic on 56 Shield. I can't see the last number. 75, please.
We had sometime right there at the start in all the excitement, a motorcycle, be it 3-wheel or 2-wheel, but anyway, from the sounds that we had, that it was a motorcycle radio stuck open. The way they're set up, they have, the way the button is, it's a very common occurrence. I don't think it was planned that way or something. I think in his excitement, when he put the radio back down, the button stuck. And this went on for maybe, seemed like a minute or something. Of course, when the mic button is stuck open, we can hear, but they can't hear us. So we had this problem, but it soon corrected itself.
Well, not that quickly. According to the Warren Commission, the mic button remained stuck open for 10 minutes. By our calculations, it was more like 5 minutes, the 5 most important minutes of the day.
It happens, yesterday. On the way in, somebody had their stuck, and I drove from here to town, and it was stuck, 10 minutes? And it stuck, and you could hear what they were saying back and forth, but they didn't really realize the radio had been stuck. But if you refer to a common occurrence, yeah, it happens. It's not something every minute of the day or anything, but it might not happen once a month, once a week, but it does happen, it still happens.
The sirens were picked up by the open microphone as the stricken president was rushed to Parkland Hospital. The journey took 4 to 5 minutes. Police Sergeant Stavis Ellis cleared the way.
When we got to the hospital, I had B.J. Martin. Came up right behind me, and I said, stop right here and don't let anything else in there. Everything's in it we want in, and we wouldn't let it. We sealed it off there at the back. I think it was the president's car, Secret Service car, chief's car, possibly, and the car with the vice president and one more car maybe of dignitaries and pressed men. And then we cut it off right there and didn't allow anybody in